There's a diner down in Arkansas where the coffee's strong and black, and the old men still tell stories like time never moved too fast. There's a water tower near Main Street with faded paint and rust, and Sunday hymns still floating softly through the evening dust. I came back here half broken, with regret beneath my skin, trying hard to outrun memories in the places I had been. But the church bells through the sunset hit my soul like falling rain, and something in that quiet town started healing me again. Then the choir rose on Sunday through the warm southern breeze, and something through the music finally brought me peace. Heaven lives in small towns, in the front porch lights at night, in the prayers of tired mothers, in the hymns beneath the lights. I was drowning in the darkness with no strength left in my soul, but mercy met me on those back roads and finally made me whole. Now every scar reminds me grace still heals somehow, because heaven still is living in these small towns. In these small towns. There's an old church near the railroad where the stained glass catches dawn, and families gather every Sunday like faith hasn't ever gone. I walked in there exhausted, with trembling in my hands, carrying all the years I wasted, trying hard to understand. Then the preacher spoke of mercy for the weary and ashamed, and every word hit softly like sunlight after rain. The choir rose like freedom through the old wooden beams, and for the first time in forever I felt my spirit breathe. All the fear I carried for years started fading with the light, like heaven wrapped around me and pulled me through the night. Heaven lives in small towns where broken hearts can heal, where grace walks through the silence and reminds us what is real. I was buried in the loneliness, trying hard to numb the ache, but mercy kept pursuing me till my spirit finally woke. Now revival burns within me like sunrise through the rain, since heaven found me waiting on those southern plains. Oh, maybe God still walks the back roads, searching for the lost. Maybe grace still shines the brightest at the foot of every cross. Maybe broken roads and heartache were never there in vain. Maybe heaven builds redemption inside our deepest pain. And maybe every mile I wander, every scar and every fall, was leading me toward mercy that had been there through it all. Heaven lives in small towns, now redemption fills my veins. Every wound became a witness to the mercy in His name. Now the road ahead feels brighter, like dawn beyond the storm, and heaven turned this shattered life into still is living in small towns today. The small towns today. Oh. The dawn rolled through Arkansas as the sunlight touched the fields, and somewhere through the silence my weary soul was healed. There's a river down in Tennessee where the water moves slow and wide, and the morning fall keeps drifting like prayers across the sky. I drove there with a restless spirit and regret beneath my skin, trying hard to outrun memories and the places I had been. Every road behind me echoed with mistakes I couldn't hide, and every storm I barely survived still thundered deep inside. Then I saw that river shining through the early morning haze, and something in that holy silence started washing me again. Then the wind moved through the water like heaven breathing low, and something through the current finally brought me home. Take me back to the river of mercy, where broken souls get clean, where grace rolls through the silence like water through the reeds. I was drowning in the darkness with no strength left in my soul, but heaven met me by that river and finally made me whole. Now every scar reminds me God still heals the lost when He brings us back again to the river of mercy. There's a little church beside the shoreline where old hymns fill the air, and weary hearts keep gathering like heaven meets them there. I walked in there exhausted, with trembling in my hands, carrying all the years I wasted, trying hard to understand. Then the preacher spoke of forgiveness for the weary and ashamed, and every word hit softly like sunlight after rain. The choir rose like freedom through the old wooden beams, and for the first time in forever I felt my spirit breathe. All the fear I carried for years started fading with the dawn, like heaven wrapped around me and told me I belong. Take me back to the river of mercy, where wounded hearts can heal, where grace walks through the silence and reminds us what is real. I was buried in the loneliness, trying hard to numb the ache, but mercy kept pursuing me till my spirit finally woke. Now revival burns within me like sunrise through the rain, since heaven brought me back again to the river of mercy. Maybe grace still shines the brightest at the foot of every cross. Maybe broken roads and heartache were never there in vain. Maybe heaven builds redemption inside our deepest pain. And maybe every mile I wandered, every scar and every fall was leading me toward mercy that had been there through it all. Take me back to the river of mercy. Now redemption fills my veins. Every wound became a witness to the mercy in His name. Now the road ahead feels brighter, like dawn beyond the storm. And heaven turned this shattered life into something reborn. I still hear that river calling every time I pray, since heaven brought me back again to the river of mercy. The dawn rolled through Tennessee as the sunlight touched the stream. And somewhere through the silence, my weary soul found peace. There's a road outside Kentucky where the dust hangs in the air, and the old fields roll forever beneath the sunset prayer. I've been driving through those back roads since I was 17, trying hard to outrun memories and the man I used to be. Every town looked cold and empty, every mile cut through my soul, and every storm I barely survived still followed where I'd go. There's a porch light near the hillside, blowing softly through the dusk, and tonight beneath that amber sky I finally gave up running. And then the church bell started ringing as the wind moved through the trees, and something through the silence finally brought me to my knees. These dusty roads lead me home, back to mercy, back to grace, back to the arms of forgiveness and the light upon your face. I was drowning in the darkness with no strength left in my soul, but heaven met me on those back roads and finally made me whole. Now every scar reminds me God still heals the lost. These dusty roads lead me home, back to the cross. Mama's Bible still lies open by the chair where she would pray, and the old hymns through the screen door still sound the same today. Daddy's hands were rough as gravel, but he taught me how to stand, even when the storms came crashing and life got hard to understand. started fading with the wind, like heaven pulled me gently back home again. These dusty roads lead me home, where broken hearts can heal, where grace walks through the silence and reminds us what is real. I was buried in the loneliness, trying hard to numb the ache, but mercy kept pursuing me till my spirit finally woke. Now revival burns within me like dawn beyond the rains, as these dusty roads led me home. Everything has changed. Maybe God still walks the back roads, searching for the lost. Maybe grace still shines the brightest at the foot of every cross. Maybe broken roads and heartache were never there in vain. Maybe heaven builds redemption inside our deepest pain. And maybe every mile I wandered, every scar and every fall, was leading me back to mercy that had been there through it all. These dusty roads lead me home. Now redemption fills my veins. Every wound became a witness to the mercy in His name. Now the road ahead feels brighter, like sunrise through the storm, and heaven turned this shattered life into something reborn. I still hear those old hymns singing every time I pray, since these dusty roads led me home and showed me the way. The dawn rolled through Kentucky as the storm clouds drifted west, and somewhere through the silence my weary soul found rest. There's a mountain road in Carolina where the morning fog grows slow, and the pine trees whisper softly like songs my mama used to know. I drove there with a restless spirit, regret beneath my skin, trying hard to outrun memories and the places I had been. Every mile behind me carried another scar I couldn't hide, and every storm I barely survived still thunder deep inside. There's an old barn near the hillside, standing quiet in the rain. And tonight beneath those towering pines, everything began to change. Then the wind moved through the branches like heaven breathing low. Something through the silence finally pines. There's a little church in the valley with stained glass worn by years, where old folks still sing hymns of mercy through their laughter and their tears. I walked in there exhausted, with trembling in my hands, carrying all the years I wasted, trying hard to understand. And the preacher spoke of forgiveness for the weary and ashamed, and every word hit softly like sunlight after rain. The choir rose like heaven through the old wooden beams, and for the first time in forever I felt my spirit breathe. All the fear I carried for years started fading with the dawn, like heaven wrapped around me and told me I belong. Grace still sings through the pines, where broken souls can heal, where mercy walks through silence and reminds us what is real. Oh, I was buried in the loneliness, trying hard to numb the ache, but heaven kept pursuing me till my spirit finally woke. Now revival burns within me like sunrise through the rain, since grace sang softly to my heart through those Carolina plains. Maybe God still walks the mountains, searching for the lost. Maybe grace still sounds like music at the foot of every cross. Maybe broken roads and heartache were never there in vain. Maybe heaven builds redemption inside our deepest pain. And maybe every mile I wander, every scar and every fall was leading me toward mercy that had been there through it all. Grace still sings through the pines. Now redemption fills my veins. Every wound became a witness to the mercy in His name. Now the road ahead feels brighter, like dawn beyond the storm. And heaven turned this shattered life into something reborn. I still hear those old hymns echoing every time I pray, because grace still sings forever through the pines along the way. The dawn rolled through Carolina as the fog drifted through the trees, and somewhere through the silence my weary soul found peace. There's a church outside Virginia where the white paint fades with time, and the old folks still sing gospel beneath the evening sky. I drove there with a tired spirit and regret beneath my skin, trying hard to outrun memories and the places I had been. Every road behind me echoed with mistakes I couldn't hide, and every storm I barely survived still thundered deep inside. Then I heard those old hymns rising through the warm September air. There's something in that sacred music met me standing there. Then the bells rang through the sunset as the pine trees bend and sway. Something through the silence finally broke the chains. There are old hymns under southern skies, calling weary souls back home, where grace still walks through country roads and reminds us we belong. I was drowning in the darkness with no strength left in my soul, but heaven moved through every melody and finally made me whole. Now every scar reminds me God still hears our cries when old hymns rise beneath those southern skies. Mama used to sing beside me on those old church wooden pews, while Daddy bowed his head in silence, like broken men still do. The preacher spoke of mercy for the weary and ashamed, and every word hit softly like sunlight after rain. The choir arose like thunder through the old cathedral beams, and for the first time in forever I felt my spirit breathe. I fell down there beside the altar with tears upon my Maybe God still fills the churches with the songs we need to hear. Maybe grace still sounds like freedom to the weary standing near. Maybe broken roads and heartache were never there in vain. Maybe heaven builds redemption inside our deepest pain. And maybe every mile I wandered, every scar and every fall was leading me toward mercy that had been there through it all. There are old hymns under southern skies. Now redemption fills my veins. Every wound became a witness to the mercy in His name. Now the road ahead feels brighter, like dawn beyond the storm. And heaven turned this shattered life into something reborn. I still hear those voices singing every time I pray. Since old hymns beneath those southern skies showed me the way. And there's a church outside Virginia where the white paint fades with time, and the old folks still sing gospel beneath the evening sky. I drove there with a tired spirit and regret beneath my skin, trying hard to outrun memories and the places I had been. There's a church outside Savannah where the bells ring loud at dawn, and the old folks gather singing like the night is finally gone. I pulled up there that Sunday morning with regret beneath my skin, trying hard to outrun memories and the places I had been. Every road behind me echoed with mistakes I couldn't hide, and every storm I barely survived still burned deep inside. But the sunlight hit those stained glass windows like heaven breaking through, and something in my tired spirit finally felt brand new. Then the choir started rising like thunder filled with grace, and every voice around me felt like mercy in that place. There's Sunday fire in my soul, burning brighter than the pain, where grace moves through the brokenness like sunshine after rain. I was drowning in the darkness with no strength left in my veins, but heaven lit a holy flame that changed me forevermore. Now every scar reminds me God still makes us whole, since He lit that Sunday fire deep within my soul. Oh, yeah. Mama raised her hands beside me while the old choir stomped the floor, and the sound of pure redemption shook the walls down to the core. The preacher spoke of mercy for the weary and ashamed, and every word hit harder than the storms I used to blame. Then the whole church started singing like heaven filled the room, and for the first time in forever I felt my spirit move. I God still fills the churches with the songs we need to hear. Maybe grace still sounds like freedom to the weary standing near. Maybe broken roads and heartache were never there in vain. Maybe heaven builds redemption inside our deepest pain. And maybe every mile I wander, every scar and every fall was leading me toward mercy that had been there through it all. There's Sunday fire in my soul. Now redemption fills my veins. Every wound became a witness to the mercy in His name. Now the road ahead feels brighter, like dawn beyond the storm. And heaven turned this shattered life into something reborn. I still hear those old hymns rising every time I pray, since heaven lit that Sunday fire and showed me the way. Oh, and showed me the way. Oh, the dawn rolled through Savannah as the choir sang once more, and somewhere through the music my weary soul was restored. There's a road through Indiana where the cornfields touch the sky, and the evening light falls golden as the day slowly dies. I drove there with a restless spirit and regret beneath my skin, trying hard to outrun memories in the places I had been. Every town behind me echoed with mistakes I couldn't hide, and every storm I barely survived still thundered deep inside. And I saw a cross out in the distance, standing tall beyond the grave, and something through that quiet sunset started breaking all my chains. Then the wind moved through the cornfields like heaven breathing low, and something through the silence finally brought me home. There's a cross beyond the cornfields, shining through the fading light, calling weary hearts to mercy at the ending of the night. I was drowning in the darkness with no strength left in my soul, but heaven met me in those farmlands and finally made me whole. Now every scar reminds me grace still heals the lost, since I found redemption waiting beyond the cross. Beyond the cross. There's a little church beside the highway where old hymns still fill the air, and families gather every Sunday like heaven meets them there. I walked inside exhausted, with trembling in my hands, carrying all the years I wasted, trying hard to understand. Then the preacher spoke of forgiveness for the weary and ashamed, and every word hit softly like sunshine after rain. The choir rose like morning thunder started fading with the dust. Like heaven wrapped around me and rebuilt what life had crushed. There's a cross beyond the cornfields where broken souls can heal, where grace walks through the silence and reminds us what is real. I was buried in the loneliness, trying hard to numb the ache, but mercy kept pursuing me till my spirit finally woke. Now revival burns within me like sunrise after rain. Since heaven called me gently beyond those golden plains, maybe God still walks the farmlands searching for the lost. Maybe grace still shines the brightest at the foot of every cross. Maybe broken roads and heartache were never there in vain. Maybe heaven builds redemption inside our deepest pain. And maybe every mile I wandered, every scar and every fall, was leading me toward mercy that had been there through it all. There's a cross beyond the cornfields, now redemption fills my veins. Every wound became a witness to the mercy in His name. Now the road ahead feels brighter, like dawn beyond the storm, and heaven turned this shattered life into something reborn. I still see that cross at sunset every time I pray, since heaven found me waiting beyond those fields that day. The dawn rolled through Indiana as the sunlight touched the grain, and somewhere through the silence my weary soul changed.